Hey guys, so this is gonna be part two. Something I forgot to mention is there's you know, a surgery date for a sex change coming up, and this person has no idea. So they're gonna wake up, find out that they've been changed from a male to female, and gonna be married to Rasputin, forced against their will. And this is like days away. Because if, he doesn't get what he wants, he's going to force to get what he wants from somewhere. Oops. There's an alarm. Anyway. But this person, I say Rasputin, but it's, kind of a nickname. But this person, this is who stole my money from me, my inheritance money, okay? I've had several, different inheritances, like land and home. I went my grandparents, and then, other people have passed and left things to me. But my family on my mother's side, they were involved. My uncle was involved. My half-brother, white rapper boy, as I call him, or catch me if you can, white rapper boy, whatever. Can't remember all the different names I call him. But, yeah, they were all involved. They were all involved in this. Poisoning me, and then having this is while I was at Uncle Creepy's house, but having the neighbors that were next door with a dead body smell, and then moving across the street, but they're wearing the energy of Rasputin and, some other people that live in the house with Rasputin, you know, and poisoning me and everything else, because that's what Uncle Creepy was doing. This is what happened before they were messing with me, before, I went the first time. Like I say, history repeats itself until you heal, and your healing is like the truth, hearing the truth, which may be shocking, but it's what needs to be heard. All these people were involved in it, and doing God knows what else. This is someone that likes to put up hidden cameras, and like he can drug you, poison you, and then do things to you, recording it, and then go sell it, or CGI it, you know what I mean? Whatever it is, anything he can do to make money. So, I mean, they're stealing, the inheritance that I had that was, money, and leaving me completely destitute with nothing, while he's stealing everything from me, my things, you know, talking to my children, lying to them, doing everything he can to turn them away from me, and probably messaging them saying, acting like it's me, but it's not me, things like that. This is kind of con man that we're talking about here. Oh, don't let me forget this. He had said something, and you have to remember, this is someone that was poisoning me all the time, so I'd, get my memory erased all the time. But he had said something about eating a meatball sandwich, that he could kill someone and go eat a meatball sandwich, and I'm like, who would say something like that? Okay? And I'm pretty sure that's, he would say it, and then I was probably eating or drinking the poison. Because that's how he likes to do it, is in, food and drink, or whatever. and then he also said something about, I know where all the bodies are. And then he had said something about a swamp, over by at the Hudson Tampa area, but a Green River swamp or a green swamp, something like that. Like he had put, things over there. Um, this is a cult, a coven. Why else would they be needing to poison people to erase their memory, give them brain damage so that they don't remember things, so they can't, read energies? Why do they do all these, things to mix everything up so that people, can't see through everything when they know they're dealing with someone that can see? So they're doing everything they can to halt that process. It's because they know they're doing, really bad things. Yeah, I moved. I'm having some congestion because, I'm not used to this area. It's been a few years. How long has it been? It's been like 2-3 years. This is someone that will come and steal everything you have, acting like they're your friend, but acting, cause all kinds of drama, strife, and everything that they can, but always projecting. It's never him. This is someone that, is a pedophile. And do you understand when I talk about animals, he's got a cruel streak? This is someone that doesn't care what he has sex with. Are you understanding what I'm saying here? It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's human or animal. He touches children. I mean, that's kind of how I figured out that I'd been molested. I ended up having like a dream or something and saw one of the kids in his family. It was like, one of the siblings, younger kids in their family. I had like a dream or something, and it was finally realizing her reaction. It's like I remembered what I was like at that age or something, and I don't know, it's just I realized that reaction and what it meant. Like why she was always staring at me. And yeah, he was realizing I was putting things together. I don't know if I had that dream then or much later, but that's why he was poisoning me so bad. So bad. I mean, he was out to kill me in order to keep his secret from getting out. He does not want anyone to know what he is. He doesn't want anyone to know that he's like homosexual, that he's a pedophile, that it doesn't matter if it's animal or human, it just doesn't matter. I mean, if he doesn't get this cleansed off of him, then he's gonna get, the worst end of things. This is why you need to know your history, your Akashic records and stuff like that, so that you know that you need to do something and get healed. Which the smartest thing is just to hurry up and choose to get healed, put your intention out there, repent, so that bad things don't happen to you, so you don't catch, hell for, all the things that you've done. What you put out there comes back to you. It truly does. Okay? Yeah, I just felt the need, to let this stuff be known, because people really need to realize who they're dealing with. they can have entities attached to them, and they're doing the energy swap thing so that, and have to have people around them all the time so that they can do this, so that they can conceal themselves. Because otherwise, there'd be people seeing it. But there'd be people seeing it, so they're doing everything they can to keep from being seen instead of getting healed. They're doing horrific things. These are people that kill, and like to torture, you know. There was something I watched. It was talking about a couple of movies, but it was talking about the breath, and it's the breath of when they torture someone. And in this particular thing, was talking about children, but it's anyone with innocence. So of course, children with innocence, adults with innocence, in between, it doesn't matter. If they have any innocence, they enjoy torturing them so they can get. It's something they do, I guess, or that we all do, that when being tortured, and it's a matter of if we react, so don't react. But apparently we release that, it's like the breath of God, that innocence. So that's why they do what they do. That's why they do the torture, the meanness, why they have no compassion whatsoever. They've been doing this for a long time, so they have a lot of negativity on them, a lot. So they have to do a lot to keep it hidden. That's why they're copycats. They gotta copy others. And they'll do things like copy you. They'll copy whoever it is that they're cloaking themselves under. And there's other things that they do too. It's really gross. But yeah, this needed to be said and be put out there. I mean, I've gone through so many memory wipes. It's amazing I remember that much. And these people, they can't, they're going to try to do things to hide evidence. Y'all ain't got no time. You got no time. TikTok. Y'all have done like the absolute most grievous, worst things, and I'm talking to these particular people that did these things. The one that I call Rasputin, creepy uncle, and well, my mother was involved. The person I was told was my aunt, it's my mother, and she faked her death. Not as the name that she's under now, but the name that she was under when she was pregnant with me. All kinds of insane mess, And of course, when she fake died, that was like big headlines. So, I mean, these people have drama, strife, all kinds of stuff going on. And it's, you have these people that do everything they can to hide who and what they are. And what they do to the women is they torture them until they just will do whatever it is that they want. And they do it over lifetimes. They find certain people that they can do this to. Keep notes, pass it down, or whatever it is they do with their little Freemason, crap. Say the Freemasons were good, maybe one time, I don't know, but they got infiltrated. See, that's the problem with that. I'm just saying if, I don't know. But it's not to say that they didn't get good people in there that they kept in the dark about things. But they want good people around so they can get that breath, that, to torture and, exhaust and do all these things that they do so they can get that breath. That's what they call it, whoosh or whatever, it's a breath of innocence. Okay? So that's like when you hear something about adrenochrome, that's what they, are talking about. They're attacking the chakra that they can get that from, which that would be the sacral chakra, adrenal. So when you are learning about these chakras and learning all these things, what they're like, imbalanced and balanced, you learn a lot. And you realize what you can do to help heal yourself and change your life. You know? So it's just easier to choose to heal so you're not in the trouble and stuff that these people are. If you get cleansed and healed before you get, like FBI on your tail and stuff like that, excuse me. It would make sense to get cleansed of everything so you don't have, the military, the FBI, police, everybody coming after you, ambulances, you name it, whatever. You have them all coming after you, when they find out things that you've done. But if you get purified and cleansed, healing the chakras, getting all traumas healed, and that way you don't have to, go through so much worse. It's to keep you from going through worse. That's the whole point of it. But, it's time to let some of these things be known. What these people do, what they have done, so they can't hide anymore. So they can't get away with this anymore. So they can't hurt any more people, any more animals, certainly no more children, certainly not elderly people, no more. These people are killers. And like the serial killers, like nuts. And they're cowards. They're bullies, but they're cowards. They need people to be in fear, so don't fear. Do not fear. That's why they do things to attack the chakras. Okay? Red is for the foundation root chakra, which that's like, if you have any fear problems, you want to wear red, eat red, listen to the frequency for root chakra, frequency music for root chakra. That helps. That's the one you want to start off with. And get out in nature. That helps. In animals. But, it's time for this stuff to be revealed because these people, they've had time, they've had chance, they've had warning and everything to do the right thing. To return what they've stolen. To make everything right. To get healed. And they just, they don't stop. And they're very, 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 very impulsive. They can't stop themselves at all. Like, they can't have those demons removed from them. If they don't go to prison, they don't go, you see what I'm saying? So they either have to go to prison or, something really bad happened. In order for them to be stopped. So, one thing, or another is going to happen, If they don't face the consequences, then things that happened from, long ago, those consequences, all these things can just unfold and happen quickly. But, you gotta stay prayed up and get healed so that you don't get in these messes like these people did. Thinking that they're going to get away with it, with their little plans to force people against their will to do things to them that they have no clue about. Y'all stay protected up. Pray Psalms 91. And call in Archangel Michael for protection over yourself and your loved ones. And, stay safe always. You always want to pray and turn to God so that you, have that bubble of protection around you. And protect animals, protect children, protect people from those that are not good, even if they're not awake or aware to it yet, what's really going on, you know? Alright, guys, take care, and remember, stay prayed up, and remember that they need people in fear. So don't be in fear. Don't be in fear at all. Just remember and look up about the chakras. Start with the root chakra so that you can, help fix that problem. It's in scripture, the Bible's in it, do not fear 365 times. So keep that in mind. No fear. That fear is what attracts them, to you. So, no fear. Go listen to some music or something like that. Things like that. Listen to something, there's this music, it's I believe it's all instrumental, but Two Steps from Hell, go look that up, and on YouTube, and listen to that. Something that'll lift you up, lift your spirits up, so that no fear. And things like that make a huge difference. Music is healing, y'all. Alright, God bless.